Clog TV.
Beyond the policy.
You're welcome back to the KOKO Digest Morning Show. If you're just tuning in, this is the KOKO Digest Morning Show, and we're about to have our main discussion. Don't forget to send in your comments, your questions to our live stream on Facebook and on YouTube, and of course onto our WhatsApp number displayed on your screen. So today my guest is from the FDA, and she's in the person of Madame Maria Abba Lovelace Johnson. She's the Director Inspectorate of the Food and Drugs Authority, and today we're going to be talking about empowering Ghana's industrialization through progressive licensing. Hello, Madam.
Hello.
Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you too.
So, yes, before we even begin the conversation about the progressive licensing scheme, can you tell us a little, our audience, just the basics of FDA, what the FDA is all about?
Okay, so thank you very much. The FDA is the agency mandated to ensure public health, to ensure the protection of public health and safety with regards to food, drugs, cosmetics, household chemical substances, medical devices, biologics, vaccines, and all that. Yes. So we ensure that these are safe, efficacious, and of good quality. So then that's basically, you will not take for it to cause harm to you. If you have to use any of these products, then you have to ensure that it does not cause harm, and that's FDA's rule.
Okay, thank you very much. So quickly, let's go into the progressive licensing scheme. So it says here that the Food and Drugs Authority launched the progressive licensing scheme in June 2020, aligning with the President's vision for Ghana's industrialization. So yes, it's here that the scheme also supports cottage, small and medium-scale enterprises in food, cosmetics, and household chemicals. So can you tell us a little bit about the PLS?
Okay, so as I earlier indicated, FDA ensures that all these things are safe and the consumer will not be harmed if or when it is used by the consumer. And so the president, or this particular government, came into power and started the industrialization agenda thing, the one district, one factory. Everybody should get something to with locally manufactured products and all that. So it was like everybody was getting on board. However, the Food and Drugs Authority's role is to ensure that any of these products that will be produced locally, even those that are being imported and all that, are safe and of good quality. And you see, the government was saying everybody should get on board, and we have our role to play. As many people as are getting on board, we had to play that role. How are we going to play it? These people have heard that the government says everybody. And you see, FDA is an arm of government. It's a government institution. We cannot sabotage government. Government wants everybody produce, everybody do something with your hands. Yet we know that there are certain things that cannot even meet our international standards. Let's say when it comes to food, we belong to what we call the Codex Alimentarius Commission. That has rules, regulations, standards, guidelines that meet international standards. And so if you are even producing, you have to meet those international standards. And that's what we have been using all along. And so there are so many people who they do not meet that standard. Now, government says produce wherever you are, you produce. So we had to come up with something. So the chief executive, Dr. Delis Darko, said, really, we have people still producing out there. People are doing plantain chips. People are doing just granuts, just tying it and all that. Gari, just putting them in olonka and all of this. So, if our mandate is to protect public health and safety, it's not a certain class of the public who have the things pre-packaged and all. It should be everybody. So as the government wants to get everybody on board, let's get everybody on board. Let's get them even pre-package something. Whatever they are or however, whichever state they are in, let's accept them. Let's grow them. Okay. And this is how we have the progressive licensing scheme. So we have people that we have licensed that do not meet that regulation we've been working with, not 100%. So we came up with this scheme where if you get 30 to 44%, we give you a pink license.
Okay.
Then 45 to 74%, we give you a yellow license. Okay. Then above 75%, we give you a green license.
Okay.
And that shows that you have gotten to where we want you to be. So it can be likened to a child that has just been born and is learning how to sit. So pink license, you're learning how to sit. We prop you with pillows here and there. And then we get on to yellow license where you're learning how to crawl.
Yeah.
You know,
okay.
And then we get to green where now you are walking. And
so I'll try my best to frame this question properly. So with the pink license, I mean, based on the fact that we are, or FDA is trying to make sure, you know, we have public health, safety and everything. Someone with the pink license that has not met or the full standard, isn't their product still a danger?
Okay, so let me then there is an omission. I should have said that we have done that and we have ensured that we do not compromise safety.
Okay.
We do not compromise safety. So there are certain things we may have brought down a bit, but the fact that your product will be safe, it's a given.
Okay.
You see, we do not. There are certain things we add. You know, we do all of these, put in systems that ensure that even as it is safe today, it will be safe 100 years, with or without us coming for inspection and all that. So that's the systems we build. We actually, when we go for inspections, it's not even about just seeing what is happening there. What systems do you have in place? What have you documented and all that? And that is what we've been operating with a normal registered products. But with this progressive licensing scheme coming on board, just as I spoke about, we prop them with pillows. So you'll be sitting. But if maybe the pillows are taken away, you may fall. So we prop them with pillows, a lot of training, more frequent visits, and just get into, and also knowing the product lines they are even doing. Some products we may not even allow you because they are very high risk products. But if you have low risk products, as far as maybe microbiology per se is concerned, so let's take the cereal legumes, the Tom Brown as they call them, very dry products, water activity is low. So we know, apart from maybe aflatoxin, that could get it, and even that we see to it in the laboratories ourselves. But with the dry products as it is, someone packaging gari, someone packaging plantain chips, all these. So we look at even the product. So we do not compromise safety.
Okay. So in a way, you've answered my question, but I think I would still want to ask. So with the analogy of a child, you know, sitting with a green license, you're walking. So that's basically you're on your own now. You've met the standards. So then, is there a need for the pink and yellow? Because we are looking for the ones that are walking. The pink and the yellow ones are not yet there. Is there a need for them to still be sort of released into the public then?
Yes, there is, because with the proper guidance, their products are safe. Okay. And also, as I've said, that we did the risk profiling. Okay. So looking at the risks the products could give, they can be, and we do frequent visits, we do a lot of training, and we've done quite a lot of, and so they are okay, the products are good, and they are moving up, and that's why I explained that some of them are systems. The fact that, let's say, I put a stone in this, I mean, you come and you meet a stone. That's it. You want a stone in it every time I put it in. But then when we are giving things like the green license and other like, we don't want you to just put in the stone. At what time will you be putting in the stone? What is the system in place? If today I'm not the one sitting here who has to put in the stone, is there a standard operating procedure for all of these? So these are the things we work with so that at any point in time, we can say the product is safe. No propping of pillows. You are on your own. You have standard operating procedures in place.
Okay. So when you gave the example of the plantain chips, it drew my mind back to some of these things we see on social media that some scientists have performed some sort of experiments on the products that are being hawked. And I mean, we see the hawkers out there and there's no public washroom. You know, they are in the sun maybe a few hours or a number of hours in the day. And these are packaged goods they are using. But, I mean, contact and then handling these things, them definitely needing to ease themselves. So how does the FDA handle the issue where the finished product may also be compromised in a way that could cause some damage to public health?
Okay, thank you very much once again. We do a lot of consumer education and a lot of education even to the people who produce the foods and those who sell and distribute the food as well. We do a lot of it. Having said that, you see, regulation is not done in vacuum. You take the social and economic situation into consideration. That's the people. I mean, you may even be talking about exposing it to the sun. The people live in the sun anyway, and the thing is being sold in there. We do advise them. It is not good. But having said that, the people are there, and that is what they say they want. You train them, you educate them, you tell them the consequences of their actions. But it gets to a point that if that is... So let me just give you an example. There was a time we had a complaint that somebody was selling fried yam near a refuse dump. And so we said, well, this is no. So we went to the refuse dump where the major refuse dump thing was.
Lavender Hill?
No, I forgot.
Towards Kolebu or?
No, this is somewhere, I forgot. Where they weigh the cars before they go there for distraction and all those things. Yeah, so we went there. And when we got there, they showed us where they sell the fried yam. It was amazing. What we saw was that people were living there. On that refuse dump thing. They were living there. And as they were living there, that person too was selling her fried yam. So the people who live there, they live and eat there. Now, how do you even tell the person, don't sell that to your fried yam? Well, we educated the person to a very large extent, saying this place is not the best. So you do not have to sell here. If somebody even has to, but we did that because we had to do. But then when you think of it, they live there. Even if that person, we've stopped the person from selling, but they will cook their own food there. But then we stop the person because you never know who will come from some other place and even come and buy it. But sometimes this is the situation. We have told the people. I mean, I'm explaining this because you say, okay, why haven't we stopped them from hawking along the streets? Or it could be a possible question. But that is the system in place, and they are doing that.
So I was even going to ask that with a case where these hawkers are on the streets, there's no sort of public restroom to be able to have access to washing their hands, because some of, like the example I gave about the experiment, they said they found, I think, E. coli on some of the products, the packaging and things like that. So I was even going to suggest that would the FDA not champion some form of public restrooms or washrooms along these, not that they are indulging or what's the word, encouraging hawkers, but for public safety, and this is where we find ourselves, something like that could be done.
I guess now FDA has a rule of everything, even provision of public toilets.
Championing the campaign for that.
Okay, I think we'll say, we hear you. But you know, that is really the local government thing. It is not our job. But then it will help us achieve our aim or carry out our mandate of ensuring protection of public health. But that particular thing is not our rule. Local governments is there, the municipal, metropolitan districts, assemblies are there to produce all of these or to ensure that these are there for clean environments, for safe environments and all of that. And then we come in with our food and cosmetics and all of that. But if you say we should change, maybe because you think we are efficient, so you are putting more on our plate. But that really is not ours. But we can give it a try to talk to local government more because we work hand in hand with them. Actually, our law mandates us that we should collaborate with them to ensure compliance of our Public Health Act 851, Part 7. So really, we can give it a try, but that's not our rule. And having said that, even the public toilets, because you know when we are doing these educational programs, we want to even see what pertains. Then there was a time we were doing after the training or just before we were about to train. We go there, look at the people and what they do very well. As we got there, someone was carrying boiled peanuts, boiled granuts, the ones that. And then she entered the public toilet. When she entered, her voice, that's the granuts, she entered with it.
Goodness.
She came back. They were like, why did? But then he sits back and asks, who was she going to give it to ensure that she has bought her thing. She knows that by the time she finishes, she gets maybe 50 cedis out of it, 100 cedis out of it. She will leave it there, go and use the washroom. By the time if it's empty, then what happens to her? So even that, a number of things that, so it comes back to education. So then if she really understands and she understands the consequences of her actions, she will just get another friend. She will say, well, let me leave this to you. You see, I've counted, so leave this. Or they can have some mutual trusts, and then next time when another one is going to, you can just...
Well, okay, then I think the public toilet...
Well, it's still not solved. So I just gave you that.
Maybe, you see, with
education.
the incidence of COVID, the tanks and then the sinks to wash our hands, I think maybe that would be a better option because these people are already using the bushes for God knows what. I mean, when they come out, they can just wash up quickly with some soap and water and then continue.
So where do we place them?
That is, well, you said local government planning.
So they have to. And the thing is that if you really understand the consequences of your action and you appreciate it, nobody will tell you to do these things. But it's the appreciation and the fact that we joke with a lot of these things. I mean, you've heard times without number that people they say, "Oh, mami, kwa na menje na the hygiene by bolaka ni kum," you know, and then they'll say something like, "African gems don't kill," and something must kill a man. You know, they joke a lot with these things, and they'll tell you that the watch that is sold by the gutter is actually that's the nicest.
For some reason, there is some truth to that.
Look at you, look at you.
And even because with the home-cooked food, even, they use the right foods and, you know, these are not the rotting products. But the ones that sell outside, apparently they use some of these foodstuffs that are already going on the way going bad. It gives a different aroma, different taste.
And that's what people like.
Apparently.
Oh my. I actually, when you get to the market and you're asking them and asking, sometimes when you're doing the education, you ask them, oh, now these rotten tomatoes and whatever, watch it befa.
Ay, goodness.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, people like the watches stew even better.
Yeah.
And then now, even when they have the worms in, they take it to the millers and they put everything in, and you know. So sometimes, and the miller should be able to say, "Madam, I'm not milling this for you."
But they're also thinking of their money.
But you see, if you think of your money and you really understand the consequences of your actions, you not just think of the money. Who will chop the money if you end up vomiting and having diarrhea, nausea, and dying? Who will, I mean,
Yeah.
And something like food, of all things, food, medicines, you don't have to play with them. In the sense that you can take that food somewhere else. You think that you know what you do your home cooked food every time. One day you may even get hungry somewhere, or you go to a party. I always want you to go to a party and say, I'm not eating.
No.
It will not even, you even look weird.
Yeah.
So even if you don't want to eat, you go for something, or something may look very nice to you, and oh, this is very, sometimes you see, you are not even hungry, but you see it and you go and pick it, and you eat it.
Yeah.
And this is something that was mailed at your place, or something you saw was wrong. Your child may go to school, and it will be school food sometimes. Your child will go to a party, and then it is that food that you could have made better or safer.
Yes. So with the licensing, how does one, the layperson, we have a lot of semi to illiterate people producing, as it said, we should produce wherever we are. So how do they come to FDA for maybe their pink license or the yellow or even the green license?
Okay, so there are two ways. Two very simple ways. One, you can just walk into the FDA and say you want to do progressive licensing. You have your small place, not a big place, but you want to do Tom Brown. You want to do your Shito. You want to do, okay. So when you come, we'll take you through. There is this other one too, through the Ghana Enterprises Agency, where they have some funds available. So instead of you coming and paying all the things that you're supposed to pay, you can register with the Ghana Enterprises Agency. They even have a link when you come to the FDA client service. We can provide you with a link, or you can go to Ghana Enterprises Agency themselves, and then they will register you. And when they register you, they will take you through the FDA process. And there are various BACs. They are there. FDA even has officers at the various, you have our national service persons with them at the various BACs. So you do, and then we can start the process. It's we've made it simpler because yes, people see FDA as high and mighty up there. This time we say, okay, we have come down, everybody gets on board. Industrialization agenda. We are not going to be your stumbling block, but rather we are going to help you. At the same time, not forgetting our mandate of protecting public health and safety.
Wow. Okay. Thank you so much. So how long does it take if I'm bringing my Tom Brown, I'm coming to get the PLS going for my business? How long would it take before I get maybe my pink or yellow license?
Okay, so how long will it take? Depends on, to a large extent, on you.
Okay.
We have certain things that should be on your label. We have a labeling regulation that tells you that the name of the product should be there, the best before dates should be there, the name and address of manufacturer should be there, your storage conditions, if any, should be there, the net weight or the net volume should be there, your batch number should be there, the country of origin should be there. Your list of ingredients, very important, should be there. And your best before dates should also be there. Or expiry dates should be there. All of these, have you put them well? Have you put something like that? Is sometimes people will say, this is the best ever. This is some certain claims that are not even cannot be substantiated. So all of these, and then haven't brought into, you can actually apply, and the two things will take place at the same, simultaneously. So you get the licensing of the facility routes and then product registration routes. So you come with maybe 2 letters, one for facility licensing, another for the product registry. So as this is taking place, that other one too is going through the process. We'll take it to the laboratory, and then if you are going through GEA even pays for the laboratory and everything for you. You come without any money. and then we'll do that for you. So inspection, you'll be scheduled for inspection, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, really, there are quite a number of agencies or industries. As you said, everybody is producing. So you get on the inspection route to, whilst the product registration route to, they are looking at the product, the lab analysis is taking place, the product label evaluation is also taking place.
Okay. So for those people who's
back to your question, not less than 1 month.
Not less than
1 month.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So for those people whose education is limited, you mentioned something about a letter. Are there people in place to help them to put the letter together, or they have to find somebody from their own homes or something?
Ideally, they can find someone in it. But if they even go through the Ghana Enterprises Agency,
they
do their letters and they are paying for them and everything. So they do the application for them.
Okay.
Yes, you are just, I don't know, you just take yourself and then they will do everything. It's all part of the government's industrialization agenda.
So this one is my personal question. What is the batch number?
Okay, so the batch number is a number that is given to the product for traceability purposes.
Okay.
So you will recall that sometime past, Toyota did some recall of some cars.
Yeah.
It gave some cars with certain batch numbers. So the batch is such that if you are producing today, I decide today is what?
Today is 22nd.
Okay, so today is 22nd October. I decide to call my 22nd October, give a number 221024.
Okay.
That's the number. And those who will be doing morning batch may have it as 221024A. Afternoon batch may be C or something. Or I can just decide that I want some use some Julian system. I can just decide that this, people could say 22nd October is maybe the 300th day in the year. So I could do 324.
Okay.
324. But anything for me to trace and track my products.
Okay.
So if there is a problem, instead of just saying that maybe clog water.
Yeah,
clog water has a problem.
Yeah.
And so all clog water should come out. It won't be so. It will be clog water with batch number 30024E should all be recalled from the system. And you know that you produced maybe 3,000 pieces. And so you see how best you can take care who your distributors are, who your retailers are, and then you can announce in the newspapers, and everybody will go and see, oh no, the clog I have is 265, so it's not that.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very, very much. We would definitely need to have a part 2 of this because there's so much to learn from the FDA. So definitely my producers will reach out to you again. But before we wrap up, if you have any closing remarks to our public, our viewers as well.
Okay, so our progressive licensing scheme, we want you all to come. Actually, we are on the second phase of it. The GEA and the MasterCard Foundation call it BizBox project. We need 40,000 people to register, to have their products registered and their facilities registered. And these people are women between 18 to 35 years of age. So if you are 18 to 35 years of age and you are a woman, please just come to FDA and get your food, cosmetics, or household chemical substances registered and your facility licensed free of charge.
Wow. Thank you so, so much. And we will definitely have you back here again. There's much to learn. Thank you so much for your remarks. And a big thank you to you all for watching and staying with us throughout. Thank you to our management. Thank you to our production team, everybody that joined hands to make this show a success. We are most grateful to you all. Thank you all for staying with us here too. And we hope you are getting your health checked. As we learned today, men should be able to go get themselves checked. Don't be afraid of medical checkups. And of course, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. If you have not gotten screened, do get screened, check your health, take care of yourself, and do have a blessed week ahead.
Clog TV. Beyond the policy.